Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Today, the topic is amendment of the Constitution. So, this is part 20 of our Constitution. This is a part 20 of our Constitution, and it's Article 368. That's the Article 368. So first of all, I want to tell what does this amendment word means. What does it mean? Okay, the amendment, the word means that you are bringing some change to the constitution. Any change in the constitution, that is the meaning of the word amendment. Change can happen by removing something, or by adding something to the constitution, or just changing something what is written there. You just want to change something. So by varying, that is called as variation, or by addition, by adding something new, or by removing from the constitution, or some articles you're removing from the constitution, or some words for some clauses you're removing from the constitution, that is called as repeal. So there are three versions of changing. What does changing actually means? Either you can vary something, either you can change what is there, you can just modify it, or you can add something new, or you can remove what is already there. Okay, what might be articles, might be subclauses. You want to remove something, you want to add some articles, subclauses to it, or something really new, some new article altogether. Okay, or you're varying what is written already there. Okay, these are the three meanings of the word amendment, and it is specifically mentioned in that article also. I will show you that article. Let's read out from the constitution itself what is actually written in the constitution. Let's see, as I told you, this is part 20 of the constitution. And what is the heading? Amendment of the constitution. So see, this is article 368. So what is the short title? This is called a short title, which is being highlighted, which is being written in the bold letters. That is the power of parliament to amend the constitution and the procedure therefore. Okay, so it is the short title of this article. It will basically will tell you that what is this article about. Okay, that is the short title of that article. This is called a short title. And you see this 1 here, you see this 2 here, superscript mein it is written. So this is like some changes has happened to this article, and that changes by which constitutional amendment act, by which act or by which bill it is being changed, will be written in the footnote. I don't have that footnote, but every page will have some footnote. Down it will be written like, by this constitutional amendment we have brought some changes. Okay, I'll show you with the constitution itself. I'll show you what it is, how it is. Okay, and now let's read the article itself. What's it's written. Notwithstanding anything in this constitution. First, you should know the meaning of notwithstanding. What do I mean by that word? They have used this word. We don't use this word generally in our day-to-day things, right? We don't use this term, but it's very legal term, like notwithstanding anything in this constitution. Means irrespective of anything that is written in this constitution. This article is more powerful than that. Whatever is written in this constitution, irrespective of that, this article is more powerful than that parliament may exercise of its constituent power to amend by way of addition, variation, or repeal any provision of this constitution in accordance with the procedure laid down in this article. In this article only it is being provided the procedure also, and the parliament should follow that procedure. And it has told you, I told you what is the meaning of amendment. It told by way of addition, variation, repeal. Okay, addition means adding something new, variation means changing what is already there, or repeal, removing some provisions from the constitution. Okay, and this power is called as constituent power of the parliament. Parliament has two powers, like one is ordinary law making power and another is constituent power. Constituent power means any changes you are bringing to the constitution, the power that is being exercised by the parliament is called as constituent power. And if at all you are bringing any changes to the legislative to the ordinary legislative laws, then it is ordinary power, ordinary legislative power. Okay, so these are two powers that parliament exercises. So it is written properly. See, when you're preparing for exams like UPSC and all, you should read the original document of the constitution. This wording is really important. You need to understand the wording of the constitution itself. So that's why I'm showing you the actual constitution and I'm telling you how to read it, what to read it. Okay, so yes, so you understand what is not withstanding, irrespective of anything it's written in this constitution. This article is more powerful than those, and that it says that parliament may exercise its constituent power. You know what is constituent power? Anything to amend the constitution, any change in the constitution, when it exercises, the parliament exercises this power, that is called as constituent power. By way of how it will do that change: addition, variation, repeal. Okay, adding something, varying something, or repeal, removing something from the constitution. Provisions will tell. Okay, provisions will tell, and in accordance with the procedure laid down in this article. The procedure to amend the constitution, to bring change in the constitution, is also mentioned in the same article. How do you read out this one is there, right? How do you read out like this? This is article 368 clause 1. This is clause 2. Okay, articles are divided into clauses and subclauses. Sections, for any law we have sections and subsections. So in constitution there are articles, and articles are divided into clauses and subclauses. For sections, for laws, we have sections and subsection. Okay, this you need to be clear with the wordings. Okay, so let's read the clause 2. What is the procedure that is mentioned? Okay, so I have explained you, this is the actual article that is there in the constitution. Let's see what I have written here. Okay, I have told you that it is a constituent power of the parliament. That is power of parliament to amend the constitution. There are two powers, ordinary power and constituent power. Okay, yes, let's see. I have written here, see, article 368 mentions the procedure of the parliament, procedure that is supposed to be followed by the parliament to amend the constitution. Okay, it just mentions the procedure. Let's read out the procedure that is mentioned here, and then I'll go to my notes and I'll just show you what it is. Okay, so first let's read out. An amendment of this constitution may be initiated only by the introduction of a bill for the purpose. For the purpose. What is the purpose? The purpose is to amend the constitution in either house of parliament, and when the bill is passed in each house should pass by a majority. Each house should pass this by a majority of total membership of that house and by a majority of not less than 2/3 of the members present and voting. So this is special majority. We all know that what is special majority. I'll also explain you what is special majority in this. See, so it is asking you each houses should pass this bill with the special majority and in the same version. Both the houses should agree to the same version, same provision. Then if at all it doesn't agree in the same version, it will be a deadlock. Okay, same version of it should be accepted by both the houses, and then it shall be presented to the president, who shall give his assent to the bill. Why did I mark this red highlighter there, that shall give? You know that it is, shall has a different meaning and may has a different meaning. Why did they use shall rather than may? Because when it comes to president and when it comes to constitutional amendment bill, the president has an obligation. The president shall give assent, like president should give assent. He can't say no. He doesn't have any veto powers with respect to constitutional amendment bill. But when it comes to ordinary bills, he has that veto powers. Veto powers is like straight away saying no to something, straight away saying no to some decisions. Okay, so president exercise those veto powers in other like ordinary laws and bills, but in case of constitutional amendment bill, it doesn't exercise that power. That's why they have used shall. Okay, they have very carefully used these words. Okay, so we need to be very careful with the words that the constitution actually uses. Okay, this is the thing. So I'll show you how it is, the procedure in a form of a flowchart, so that it becomes easy. So yeah, see, let's see. There is a bill that's called as constitutional amendment bill. Okay, that is introduced in either house of the parliament, or either house of the parliament, either in the house of the people, that is the Lok Sabha, or in the council of states, that is the Rajya Sabha. In either house of the parliament it can introduce. It is the decision of the government that which house they want to present it first. Just it's like a strategic decision, like which house has they have that majority, they have that numbers, they'll introduce it first there, and then that house should pass the bill with a special majority. See, this special majority word is not mentioned in the constitution. Special majority, simple majority, all the majorities that we have, effective majority, we don't mention that in the constitution. Constitution mention this word, that is majority of total membership of that house, and by a majority of not less than 2/3 of members present and voting. This is being mentioned by the constitution does not mention special majority. Okay, if one house is passed the bill by a special majority, then it goes to the second house, and the second house should also pass it by the special majority. Special majority is basically, we can see it here what it is, like majority of the total membership. What do I mean by total membership of that house? Like Lok Sabha has certain number of members and Rajya Sabha has this. Lok Sabha has some 542 members and Rajya Sabha has some 243 members. The total membership, what is the membership of that house, what are the total number of seats are there, that majority means half of it, half of that number it should have. And also the majority of not less than 2/3 of members present and voting. Whoever are present and voting, of them 2/3 of that member should be present and voting. Okay, this is the thing. I'll explain you one more in another video what are the different types of majorities that we have. Okay, I'll mention that, and I have actually explained it already in my one of my previous video. I'll upload. Okay, in that video it's been completely explained what it is there. So this is special majority. If both the houses passes the bill with special majority and also in the same version, then it is passed by both the houses, and then it goes to the president who shall give assent. He doesn't have any choice, but he should give assent to the bill. Okay, and then it becomes a constitutional amendment act. This is how a bill becomes an act. Before passing it by the parliament, it is okay. This is what happened. So this is, then it becomes a constitutional amendment act. Okay, this is how a bill becomes an act. This is the procedure they have to follow. And when it becomes an act, it does not come into force the day it is being passed by the parliament. The government will notify it through a gazette notification that from which date it will come into force, because it needs some it takes some delay time also. That is also preparation time, training the government departments and all, what all changes they are bringing. So just training those people so that they will be ready. Just because they have passed it today, from tomorrow onwards they can't be doing that, right? They can't be enforcing the same thing. They need some time to prepare for these changes. So every department would be prepared, every private people will be prepared with that, and then this act will come into force. Same with we have example of this those criminal laws like Bharatiya, BNS and all those IPC and CRPCs were changed, right? It was passed in 2023 and it came into force after a year, because these agencies need to be prepared for those changes, right? So they train them, they bring those things to train them, and then they come into force. Okay, so that is the thing. And then there are some provisions that are mentioned in the article 368. If at all you bring any changes to that provisions that are mentioned in the article 368, then you need to take the approval of the states also. Here I have written that ratify by half of the states. Okay, provisions, proviso, what are these, where it is written, everything. Okay, let's see this. Okay, this article does not end with this only, like it shall be passed, give his assent to the bill thereupon, and the constitution stand amendment in accordance with the terms of the bill. It doesn't stop here. You have something called as provided that, if such amendment seeks to change in. Okay, provided that, what is this provided that? Okay, what is this provided that? Provided that is like a proviso to the article. It means whenever you see this term provided that, it is like a condition. If at all you do this, you'll get this. Okay, then only you will get this, like some conditions that are being provided by the constitution. So it says provided that if such amendment seeks to make any change in these areas from A to E, these areas, the amendment shall also require to be ratified. What do I mean by that word ratified? Approval. Ratified means approval. It's simple, it's meaning approval. Approval by the legislatures of not less than one half of the states. So half of the state legislatures have to approve that amendment. Then only that amendment will come into force. Okay, so any changes regarding this, any changes regarding these articles that are mentioned in this, if at all you bring any changes, any amendment, any bill which you are doing any changes to these articles, then it has to be ratified by the legislatures of the states. That's half of the states. It will be presented, like now the bill has been brought, it includes some provisions that are being mentioned in those in that proviso. Okay, so it will be passed by the same procedure is being followed. It will be passed by both the houses of the parliament with the special majority. Each houses should pass it by the special majority. Before it is going to the president for the assent, it has to go to the state legislatures, all the state legislatures it has to go, and at least half of the states should ratify it, should approve it. Then only it will go to the president. By what majority shall they be passed? The legislatures of the state shall pass. Does the constitution mention any majority there? Because here it has mentioned this special majority, but here do you see anything that is being mentioned here? No, right? We don't have any majority that is being mentioned. So whenever the constitution does not mention any majority, we have to take it as a simple majority. That is, half of the state legislature should agree to it. Simple majority means whatever the numbers are there, half of it should agree to it. Okay, so that is simple majority. So the half of the state, it will go to that bill, will go to all the states. All the states will receive that bill. Okay, but in that, half of the states should be should agree to it. When I say When they say the legislatures, see, legislatures are also there in the UTs also. We have legislatures in some UTs. We have legislature like Delhi, we have in Puducherry, we do have, right? So shall we pass this, shall they also give the ratification, or shall the parliament will pass this bill to the UTs also? They also have legislatures, right? Eventually they should also get it. They have legislature, they should get a say in the this thing, right? Do you think it will be passed to UTs also? No, right? Because it mentions clearly what? States. It clearly mentions states, state legislatures only. It does not mention UTs. If at all it would have mentioned it like the legislatures of state and UTs, then it would have gone to the UTs also. But in the constitution it's not mentioned, so it will go only to the state legislatures. And one more question, when I say legislatures, you do have legislatures as legislatures of states, right? So some states like you have UP, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, these all have, Maharashtra, Karnataka, these all have legislative assembly and legislative council. They have two houses. But when it comes to other states, they have only one house, that is legislative assembly. They don't have legislative council like West Bengal, they don't have that. So shall it be passed by both the houses or only single house? What is it? This question might have came into your mind, that when you say legislature of states, some states have both the houses, some state has only one house. So it shall be passed by both the houses or only one house? What shall it do? Okay, let's not guess, let's see what constitution says. What do you mean by that word legislatures? Okay, let's see. It is mentioned in article 168, that what do I mean by the legislature. Let's see 168 and let's see from there what it is written. What do I mean by legislature? Okay, I have here, okay, 168. So let's go to 168. Okay, wait. How should I search it? Oh god, wait. Oh yeah, I have it here, 168, that constitution of legislatures and states. Okay. I'm actually using this iPad very recently only. I didn't use it for making notes and all, right? So I also get sometimes confused. What am I supposed to do? I just want to go directly to that page, but I don't get that thing right. So yeah, let's see 168. Here we have 168. So yes, 168, Constitution of Legislatures in State. What does it mean? For every state there shall be a legislature, which shall consist of the governor, and in the states of Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Telangana and Uttar Pradesh, 2 houses. In other states, 1 house. So it clearly mentions that legislature shall consist in, so in these states they have 2 houses, in other states it has 1 house. So legislature will be considered, though legislature means in whichever states you have 2, those are legislature of states. In whatever states you have 1, that is legislature. Okay, so if you have 1 house, it will be passed by only by 1 house. If you have 2 houses, it will be passed by both the houses. Legislature means the states which have 2 houses, that is legislature for them. The state which has 1 house, that is the legislature for that state. Okay, so it shall be passed by both the houses of the state legislature. Okay, LA means legislative assembly, LC means legislative council. Okay, I hope you got that clarity, that legislature for state of this is both the houses. For states like West Bengal and other states, many states are there, all the states except these. So you have MP also here, right? So for them it is only legislative assembly, only one house. So it should be passed by both the houses of the state legislature. Whosever states have two houses, those states should pass by both the houses. Okay, and those states which have only one house, that should be passed by only one house only. Okay, so that is the thing. I hope you understood this, how it should be passed by it, how it should be done. Okay, the procedure you understood. Let's see what are the provisions, if at all the parliament bring any changes in these provisions. The parliament should ratify it by the states. Let's see one by one what are these. Okay, first article, that first this subclause A, what does it mention? Article 54 and Article 55. Okay, and Article 73 and Article 162, Article 241 and this. Okay, I have written it in a simple format here.